Hi, my name is Jordan Maddox. I teach here at Wilson Middle School, and today I'm going to show you guys how to create a Google quiz. All right, so the first thing you'll want to do is you want to go to your drive. By the way, this is the first part in a three-part video, so after you're finished with this video, you can click on part 2 to continue with the video. Once you get to your drive, you'll want to go up to here where there's a blue button that says New. You'll click on it, and you'll go to More at the bottom, and you'll get down here to where it says Google Forms. Once you've clicked on Google Forms, you'll get a blank screen like this. We're going to go through all the parts and features in this first video to give you an understanding of how each part works. So the first thing you'll want to do is you want to title your form. So I'm going to say Biology Quiz number 1. Okay. And then if I go up here, this is how the document will be named in your filing system. If I go up here and just click on it, it will match to the title in the document right here. Okay. Once you've done that, you can add a description if you'd like. So you could say this is the first quiz you will take on multicellular organisms, period. Okay. And then you can start adding questions. But before we do that, we're going to go up here to the gear. This gear is the settings for your forms. Many of you have used forms as a way to survey and find out information. But if you want to transition to using forms to create graded quizzes, the option to do that is in settings. So you'll click on settings. And you're going to see 3 tabs that you can adjust and modify. What you want to do is go over to quizzes first. Okay. And so this first bar, or this first toggle, this button right here, you'll toggle it, and that will make this a quiz. Okay. What this enables you to do is to assign points to questions, give them right and wrong answers, which will allow for auto grading. Okay. All right. So you have some options within this tab. The first one is that you could release their scores immediately after each submission. So what will happen is they'll take the quiz, and when they're done, they'll hit submit, and then they'll get a button that says view your score. What this will show is potentially each of these 3 categories down here. Now, if you don't want to show them after it, because most of the questions you will manually grade, which we'll get to later, what you can do, you can click this button, which will not allow them to have the button where it says view your score. Instead, what you'll do is you'll email it later once you've had them graded. Okay. So for now, we're going to stick with immediately after each submission because we want to give the students instant feedback on how they did on the quiz. Okay. Down here, you'll be able to decide which things you want the students to see. So, for example, maybe you want them to see which questions they missed. Maybe you don't. You can turn that on and off. And then down here, you can turn on and off whether they see the correct answers. So perhaps this quiz is a quiz that the period directly after your period will take. And you might not want them to know what the correct answers are, so they do not give them to the next class. Or you could have many reasons why you don't want them to see the correct answer. So you can turn those on and off. And then finally, you can turn the point values on and off. So you can see, not show them how many points. So each of these also relates to if you're going to manually grade some questions, because sometimes you'll have a test that will have some written questions and some multiple choice questions. And so maybe you want to review and see how they did on those written questions first before you let them know how many points they got. So in summary, this enables you to change what the kids will see and when they see it. So I'm going to leave all of these right here except for correct answers. I'm going to go ahead and turn that one off because I teach multiple periods of the same class. And so I'm going to turn that off for now so my students don't see that. All right, so that's it for this tab. So I'm going to click Save. And so now that's all saved. And I'm going to go back up to Settings and show you the other 2 tabs. So the second tab here is called Presentation. This is just how your quiz will be viewed by the quiz taker. So there's a couple options here. The first one is a progress bar. This really only matters if you have a multi-page quiz. This progress bar will show them if their progress towards completion. This button is very handy. This is the shuffle question order button. So if you have a whole class taking a quiz and you're concerned about cheating, you can do shuffle question order, and then questions 1, 2, 3 will be different for each student. And then finally, you can show a link at the end to submit another response. Let's say that this is a quiz that they can take multiple times until they get a certain score. You can either have the link there or you can turn it off. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and I'm also going to shuffle the question order. Down here, you can create your own custom confirmation messages, which could be like, great job, or thank you for submitting your answers, anything you want. Okay. Finally, this first general page is to basically keep track of who's taking the quiz. So first thing you can do is collect email addresses. It'll be, for each submission, they will have an email address. You can choose to give them a response receipt, which basically sends an email saying that they finished the quiz. And this one's important. You want to restrict it to only Chowchilla Elementary School District users. You don't want anyone else taking the quiz with other Google accounts, although that's unlikely to happen. You can also limit it to one response. So if they only are going to take the quiz one time, you can actually limit it. So if they try to take it again, it will stop them. And then down here, the last two buttons are, you can allow them to edit after they submit, and then also to see summary charts and text responses. So I don't want them to edit after they submit because this is a one-time test. So I'm going to limit it to one response, restrict it to Chowchilla Elementary School District users, and collect their email addresses so I know who took the quiz. So that's it for this first video. In the second video, I'm going to show you how to set up your quiz now that we have all the settings in place. Thank you for watching.